Buenas tardes, chiquillos. Hoy día vamos a hablar del subjuntivo en cláusulas adverbiales. Primero, ¿qué es una cláusula adverbial? Reemplace un adverbio. Por ejemplo, salió rápidamente. Rápidamente es un adverbio, o sea, explica cómo salió. It modifies the verb, explains how the action was carried out. He left quickly. So if we have a clause or a sub-sentence that replaces that, for example, salió tan pronto como pudo. He left as quickly as he could. Tan pronto como pudo is a sub-sentence explaining as quickly as he can. So it's a little bit more descriptive as to how he left. Ahora, las reglas o las normas. Cuando usamos el subjuntivo en cláusulas adverbiales, so we have a list of always or siempre triggers that always trigger the subjunctive. You need to have two subjects or dos sustantivos for this to work. If you don't have two subjects, then you need to use the infinitive. For example, para que and a fin de que mean that. They both mean so that. So, subjunctive, preparo la comida para que la comas. I prepare the food so that you eat it. Okay, so we're changing the subject. Para que is going to trigger the subjunctive afterwards. You have the infinitive. Preparo la comida para comer. I prepare food so it is eaten. Okay, this is more general. There's no subject change. So after this, we just para. We don't use que. Comer. We have a menos que, salvo que, y a no ser que. They all mean unless. No voy a ir a menos que vengas conmigo. I'm not going to go unless you come with me. Now notice that this one doesn't have another option. You don't have an infinitive option with this. It will always trigger. Okay? Oops. Oh, I'm all over the place. Antes de que means before. So, por ejemplo, subjuntivo. Me pongo la chaqueta antes de que llueva. I put on my jacket before it rains. Okay? So we have two subjects, I, and then it rains. In the infinitive, we have se despidió antes de irse. He said goodbye before leaving. So there's no subject change between the main and the subordinate clause. Con tal de que is like provided that. Preparo la comida con tal de que laves los platos. I will prepare the food provided that you wash the plates. Changing the subject. I, you. Infinitivo. Voy al cine con tal de poder ir contigo. I'll go to the movies provided that I can go with you. So I and I. Same subject. Use the infinitive. Sin que. Without that. Quiero salir sin que me oigan. I want to leave without them hearing me. Then we have the infinitive, salí hoy sin llevar zapatos. I left today without wearing shoes. So here, I and then they are the two subjects. I, and you're not changing the subject. Still I in both. En caso de que, in case of. Traigo el abrigo en caso de que haga frío. I bring my coat in case it gets cold. Again, here we do not have the option of the infinitive. Now we have a few a veces triggers. There's sometimes trigger the subjunctive. Now it triggers the subjunctive when it's expressing uncertainty, when it's a command in the main clause, or future time in the main clause. For example, cuando. Vendré cuando pueda. I will come when I am able to. And we don't know when that is. It's uncertain when this time will be. Vino cuando pudo. He came when he could. Now here we use the indicative. It's past tense, so we don't use any subjunctive. And it all shows some sort of certainty, so we don't use subjunctive. Apenas, en cuanto, en tan pronto como mean, they all mean as soon as or something like that. Okay, barely or as soon as. Vendré en cuanto pueda. Similar to this one up here. So I will come as soon as I can. We don't know when that is. It's future. So we're using subjunctive. Vino en cuanto pudo. He came as soon as he could. Past tense. It's not future time. Certain things happened. He came when he could. It happened. It's certain. Aunque, a pesar de que, and aun cuando, or even though. Vendrá aunque no lo invites. He will come even though you don't invite him. You may not invite him. We haven't invited him yet. It's a future thing. It has not yet happened. Vino aunque no lo invitaste. He came even though you didn't invite him. Now, they're both things that have happened and are done and they're certain. So we use the indicative. Then we have a veces. Okay, now uncertainty or command, future time. Again, después de que, it means after that. Llegaré después de que tú te vayas. I will come after you leave. Now, you leaving hasn't happened yet, so we're going to use the subjunctive. Llegué después de que te fuiste. You already left, so we're going to use the past indicative. And then we have also an infinitive option on this one. Llamó después de irse. We're not changing the subject, so we use the infinitive. He called after leaving. Then we have mientras, while. Mientras no digas la verdad, no te escucharé. While you don't tell the truth, I'm not going to listen to you. And we don't know how long you're not going to be telling the truth, so we're using the subjunctive. In the indicative, yo miraba la tele mientras ella trabajaba. Things past and done. I was watching TV, and she was working. Hasta que means until. No me iré hasta que me digas tu secreto. I will not leave until you tell me your secret. You don't know when he's going to tell you the secret, so you're using the subjunctive. We have the indicativo. No me fui hasta que me dijo su secreto. I didn't leave until he told me his secret. It happened. It's done. Use the preterite. Infinitivo. No me iré hasta saber la verdad. Same subject. I will not leave until I know the truth. I and I. Same subject. So here's some more examples. A veces, known versus unknown. Use the indicative. The subordinate clause is considered known or established fact. Use the subjunctive when it's considered uncertain or definite. So, for example, hágalo como dicen. Do it the way they say. We know how they want it done. They've told us what they say. Hágalo como digan. Do it however they say. We don't know how they say. Okay. Similar sentences, indicative, subjunctive, change the meaning. Iremos donde tú quieres. We'll go where you want. We know where that is. Iremos donde tú quieras. We'll go wherever you want. We don't know where that is. Subjunctive. A veces, tiempo. When the main clause refers to the future or is a command, use the subjunctive. When it refers to past action or habitual occurrence, use the indicative. Me quedaré hasta que terminemos. I will stay until we finish. Now we use the subjunctive here because it's a future time. Díselo cuando lleguen. Tell it to them when they arrive. It's a command, and we don't know when they will arrive, so we're going to use the subjunctive. Me quedo hasta que terminamos. I usually stay until we finish. This is talking about habit. So, present, present. Se lo das cuando llegan. You usually, this is again, habit, give it to them when they arrive. This is a common occurrence, so you use present and present. Me quedé hasta que terminamos. I stayed until we finished. So we got preterite here and preterite here, both past and done.